All right, welcome to Auburndale, Wisconsin, everybody. It is the Merriwood South Game of the Week. The home Auburndale Eagles and the visiting Marathon Red Raiders. Jason Zaleski here, voice of Zaleski Sports. Dan Ross here, voice of the Marathon Red Raiders. Dan, let's start there. Red Raiders visiting here tonight. They are the reigning conference champions. I think it's a two-horse race in this conference between these two teams. Winner here is going to have, the win here will help whoever it is go a long way towards that conference championship.
Yeah, there's always a second opportunity, right? It's the first time that they're playing each other. The conference teams are just going through, ending the first rotation.
There we go.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. Teams are going through the end of the first rotation. Marathon's undefeated.
Yep.
They're ranked number 3 in the state. The Zaleski Sports, number 2 by the coaches, number 1 in our hearts. Right?
Big time, yeah.
Auburndale comes in 11-1, also state ranked. These are the top 2 teams in the sectional this year.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
What's different to me than last year is there's no pesky Newman fighting Cardinals to get in the way of these two, even though Marathon did win the conference last year. I talked to Coach Jacobson before today's game. I asked him a whole bunch of questions. I'll sprinkle that in like fairy dust in the broadcast here today. But the one thing I want to bring up is I asked Coach, did you beat Auburndale too many times last year? Because sectional semifinal, Auburndale got the 3rd game. Do coaches think about those kind of things during the season?
It is hard to beat a team 3 times. Generally speaking, in high school, if you beat a team twice, you can beat them a 3rd time. Marathon had a big lead in that game.
They were up by 12 with 9 to go, or something like that.
Yeah.
So lessons learned that night. This is the first time these two have seen each other since that sectional semifinal. I'll tell you that it was one of the best games I've ever been to. It was a packed house that night at Marshfield. Very exciting. The house is getting more packed here tonight. We've got a lot of room on this side, so if you're coming, keep coming. We've got plenty of room for you to sit here. Matter of fact, if you come in now and sit here, you can talk to me and Dan during the broadcast because we're right out here in the people.
Bring us some hot dogs.
The best hot dogs around are right here in Auburndale. Another reason to come down and watch this game. For Auburndale, you said they've only lost 1 time, but their style of play hasn't been as convincing as Marathon. Does a win here kind of take all that out of my consideration going forward?
Yeah, Auburndale is good enough to win this game. I would think that Marathon, as the road team, probably still favored. They just bring back so much more than Auburndale does from last year. But Marathon's been rolling. Down in Concordia, you saw them twice. They played against great teams. They won them both. Auburndale's been pushed game after game after game. That might not be a bad thing for Auburndale in this case.
60-second break coming up. Pregame show continues right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Too many people struggle with pain and injuries. At Mark's Chiropractic of Marathon, our goal is to get you back to doing the things you love. Whether you're looking for an adjustment, muscle work, laser therapy, or dry needling, we have you covered. Learn more by reaching out to Mark's Chiropractic on Main Street in Marathon or check out our website at marathonchiropractor.com.
You should apply for an open opportunity at Marathon Cheese.
It's where you want to start your career. We have a lot of long-term commitment employees.
They work with you and it's great pay, great benefits.
I choose to stay at Marathon Cheese because there's always an opportunity.
Marathon Cheese has worked really great for me and my family.
They donate money to different charities and different things that bring the community up.
There's an opportunity to grow in this company.
Working here at Marathon Cheese has given me a great work-life balance.
I wouldn't work anywhere else. I love working at Marathon Cheese.
You know, Dan, you don't get a lot of Nirvana pregame.
Yeah, I love it.
In 2024, I mean, that song is 30 years old. Maybe more, maybe 35 years
1991.
old. It's an old song, but it's still a good oldie, but a goodie,
it's great.
as it turns out, right?
It's great.
Talking about Merriwood South basketball, this is the Merriwood South Game of the Week. I've mentioned anyway, my opinion. These are the top 2 teams in the conference. I think they're the top 2 by a good margin.
Yeah, there's a gap.
Who's third? Who's 3 and 4 in this conference?
Stratford, Edgar, kind of close. I think Stratford maybe a little bit higher than Edgar. Up to this point, it's a moment in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Another obscure question I have for you is we are the only high school between Marshfield and Stevens Point. We're playing basketball tonight. They are not. They also had a conference tilt scheduled for tonight. same weather, same highway.
It's true.
No basketball there. We're playing it here.
It's
I
weird.
didn't get it.
It's weird. I traveled down from Wausau. A little perilous, but we made it. We made it. It wasn't a big deal.
I know they're going to talk about safety, but that's just it. We all got here safe and sound. But I get the caution, a little bit of the unknown. But it's just kind of strange to me that where one school would have driven through to get to the other one is where we're playing tonight.
Well, I think both teams really want to play.
Yeah, well, good. We had a buzzer beater in the JV game.
We did.
Peyton Weinfurter saved us from overtime. Peyton, big thank you to you, buddy.
A 3 from right here. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it was needed. It was a breath of fresh air. You saw me. I had my head in my hands.
Yeah.
I was getting upset. Nothing like a JV game going to overtime screwing up our broadcast.
No, if you're up by 2, coaches out there, if you're up by 2 in the JV game, shoot a 3. I don't care if it's from half court. Nobody wants to sit through JV overtime.
Shoot a 3 or throw it away. One of the two. It was a well played JV basketball game for
Very good
as
game.
far as those kind of things go. Let's see. We've got announcements going on behind us. That means Anthem is coming up. Commercial break now. First half of basketball coming up right after this.
At Greater Insurance Service, you're more than just a number. You're an individual with unique needs, and that calls for an insurance policy that's unique to you. Call today for more information on auto, home, health, business, and much more. Let Greater Insurance Service work for you.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
From the WIAA, Marathon High School and Auburndale High School, that good sportsmanship is expected from players and fans alike. Please root your team on in a positive manner. Let the players play.
All right, back here in Auburndale as we get you set for basketball action here tonight. It is the visiting Marathon Red Raiders and the home Auburndale Eagles. There we go. Now I got myself situated. Jason Zaleski here again. Dan Ross will give you play-by-play here for this one tonight. Again, I'd say the much-anticipated game. I am in love with the Marathon black jerseys here tonight.
Yeah, these are alternates. I like these.
Dan is collecting starting lineups as we go here, so I will keep the pregame theme going here. As boy, we've got celebrities in the building here, left and right.
Look at this.
Holy man. People continue to trickle in. Again, if you are on your way, keep coming. The gym is warm. The hot dogs are great. I've got a Gatorade with me here. Not a sponsor. I'm just happy that the folks here in Auburndale, they give us such good hospitality when we come here to Auburndale. It's always such a fun place to play. It is Basketball Town USA here in Auburndale. Marathon too, but these folks big on basketball. We are in the Tim Anderson Gymnasium, and I had a chance to talk to Tim yesterday, too. So
all right.
I got a chance to talk to the namesake. All right, Dan, the visitors from Marathon, starting lineup.
Yeah, Cooper Huxama, number 3. Number 10, Drew Wolfel. 13, Andrew Glennon. Take the starting place for True Thirst, who has not played the last couple games.
Yeah.
Tyler Underwood and Grant Warren, the Garantula.
All right, for the Auburndale Eagles.
Yep, Blake Robb, Caden Anderson, Evan Scholl, who hit a game winner at the holiday tournament.
Yeah.
Thomas Awe and Caden Weinfurter.
All right, off we go.
All right, Marathon wins the tip. No surprise. Grant Warren has not lost one yet this year. Never lost.
Undefeated.
Yep. Auburndale comes out in man-to-man. Really trim black uniforms. Top of the key, Huxama 3, long, no good. Weinfurter with his first rebound of the night.
You know, Dan, I talked to Auburndale head coach Chad Weinfurter. I talked about the 1-3-1. He said, I realize they do play it, but they don't play it against us, and here they are in standard man-to-man for the Red Raiders.
Yep, Marathon in man-to-man. Probably 85% of the time they have played man this year.
Okay.
Two big men, Kanan Weinfurter, Grant Warren, both shooting over 40% from deep this year. That's new basketball.
So are we finding out that the 1-3-1 for Marathon is going away? Is it fading into the past?
Yeah, they have only played it on rare occasions. Here's the Garantula for 3.
I don't know what you do about that because you game plan for his post moves, his low post action, and then he does something like that. He steps out on you.
I am certain that Grant Warren is 6'10". Kanan Weinfurter is listed at 6'9". Something's not right there. There's something. I don't.
They're the same height, aren't they? Is that what you're telling me?
I think Weinfurter's 3 inches smaller, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish
they guarded each other so you could see.
Yeah, but they hardly ever do.
No. Thomas Awe has drawn the Grant Warren defensive assignment.
All right. I don't have a height listed for him.
He looks like he's probably 6'6".
Okay.
6'5", I don't know.
Yeah. Just took one in the chops there from the left elbow of the Garantula.
Yeah, you see Auburndale double-teaming Warren without the ball.
Well, that's what I said that last trip down, that what are you supposed to do when he steps out like he is here?
Yeah, you can't. And he's a good passer. Huxama for 3, got it. 6-0 quick.
He shoots it, he dishes it. He's a ladies' man, he's everything, Grant Warren.
He is. He's the reigning Marywood South Player of the Year. Going to be twice, I think.
And probably the prom king. If not, the vote was fixed.
Yeah. A touch inside by Awe. And we've seen teams not attack Grant Warren. And, yes, you're going to get some shots blocked, but if you get some fouls on him, it really opens up the offense. Three-pointer from the outside by Scholl, no good, but a second chance opportunity for the Eagles. Speaking of Eagles, where is our Eagle tonight?
Man, I wish you would have said this to me sooner. I probably could have rousted that eagle out of bed. But probably sleeping. It's winter. It's late. It's a tough time. In a snowstorm, it's a tough time for an eagle to be flying around.
It's true. Bad pass goes out of bounds. Credit that turnover probably to Caden Anderson on the bad pass.
Other boys basketball games on the network tonight. Regis visiting Columbus Catholic. Wausau East and Wausau West. Is that still the log game, even if it's basketball? Is that still how
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I don't think so, but Dan Garrett said that's a big one.
And speaking of big, in the Big Rivers, Eau Claire Memorial, Eau Claire North, crosstown rivals, both ranked teams.
How about that? Nice find by Huxama to Warren. 8-0 lead. We'll see how long Coach Weinfurter lets this go before he gets a timeout. Calm the troops down.
If I'm going to give some advice, and I always do, it's you turn on a second game and watch Memorial and North over in Eau Claire.
They don't like each other.
No, they don't. Not really. And they're both really good. I mean, that's number 7 ranked Huskies. I'm sorry, the Old Abe's.
Huxama for 3, just barely missed it short. Another good pass by Warren.
And Bob Blue Streak Bradovich on the call over in Eau Claire.
All right.
I just found out his nickname's the Blue Streak. I like it, though. I will only call him Blue Streak from now on. But that's the game I'm watching on my phone here while I'm sitting here watching this game.
Yeah, Auburndale offense a little stagnant so far. Nobody really wanted to step up. Rob's shot a couple threes, hasn't had one fall yet. But Weinfurter constantly has small guys on him. Here's Rob again from the outside, rattles out, no good.
And Dan, before they chase you out of here, because I've been threatened before, Rab. Yeah, I know.
Rab.
You know, I told the story to the people that wanted to chase me out of here last time. I had mispronounced that family name, and it wasn't Blake. It was the other. There's been a whole train of them, right? What's interesting is over the years, I have been told by whether it be the PA announcer or the event coordinator, like 3 different ways to pronounce the name, and they're all from here. So Rab. Yep.
Rab.
Yep.
He's easy to see. He's got red hair.
Yeah. Can't mistake him.
Weinfurter draws a crowd of guys, misses the 12-foot runner. Auburndale still stuck on 0.
Yeah, we're early here, but I'm going to say the danger flag has been raised for Auburndale here already.
Warren's going to try another one from the wing. No good. Underwood almost saves it.
Yeah.
Transition opportunity. This is Caden Anderson with the ball.
Yeah, he was tiptoeing the baseline, had to protect against being out of bounds, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Good effort, though.
Yeah, if it's out of bounds, you don't give up the transition, but that's a tough shot. First points of the night, Caden Weinfurter, turnaround jumper from 14 feet. Quickly the other way, Underwood layup, rolls off the rim, no good.
Coach Weinfurter was ready to complain to his team about something had that layup gone in, but it doesn't, and instead he blows a bubble with his chewing gum. That's the energy release on that. Just, okay, I didn't have to yell at anybody.
No, he's still going to yell about it.
Next time out.
Yeah.
Well, Auburndale, fortunately, Dan, scored on that last time down, and otherwise things were going to get real perilous.
Yeah, Marathon plays good defense, and even without True Thurs, who has been player of the game, we saw him player of the game over in Spencer, first game of the year. Don't know what's going on, but they're playing well without him.
Yeah, I do. Coach told me it was an injury, and they hope that he's back soon.
Yeah. Injuries in high school, it just tears your heart.
Yeah, because you and I talk about this almost every Wednesday. It's such a short-lived experience, and to miss games it's a real bummer. Caden Anderson with the ball now he doesn't, but Tenon White he has been on an absolute tear this season.
Yep. Weinfurter kind of gets around. He wasn't scared to put it up. Not scared to challenge Grant Warren. 8-4, about 6 minutes into this one. A low-scoring game. You'd probably expect it. Underwood traveled, tripped, fell.
Back to my thoughts on Caden Weinfurter, if I could just for a moment. I remember talking to Coach Weinfurter after the Stratford game, which was a big win for Auburndale that night, and he had 7 and 1s in the game, scored 30. It was a career high, almost 30 or over 30, whatever it was that night. And I said to Coach, where did that come from? And he said, well, we're still trying to kind of figure that out because he wasn't a scorer for us up until now, but as a senior, he's really, really coming into his own. Number 10 in white, Caden Anderson.
Yeah. Aiden Cherney in the game, who's number 2. Fall-away jumper by Weinfurter. He has all 6 of the Eagles' points. 6-0 run by the Eagles.
Well, and they've needed every point of it after Marathon scoring the first 8 of this game.
That's a long jumper. A three-pointer, good. Hucks him on his second triple of the night. I wasn't sure if he had his feet behind the line.
Blake Rabb, who had that shot made over him, he just looked kind of off into the corner of the gym and thought, I don't know what else I could have done there to help prevent that.
Marathon does create mismatches. That's the first foul of the game. That's going to be on Underwood.
Well, thank goodness, Dan, because you and I, where were we last week? We were somewhere, and it was just at East. Just a whistle fest in that one. We don't like those kind at all.
Especially in a game that's not close.
Yeah. But I would say an all-star officiating crew here. Not that the other wasn't, but sometimes the whistles just find a way of going.
Yeah, was this crew at Assumption last night? Maybe not. Maybe.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember.
Good questions that somebody has an answer for, just not me.
Yeah. I bet you Paul Draglinski knows. I know he's watching at home tonight.
Yeah, good place for him. At home.
At home, safe from the storm.
At home. His school was, or his daughter's school was closed today, that being Assumption. They were one that was closed.
Underwood for 3. Got it. Another assist for Grant Warren. 4 triples by Marathon in the first 7 minutes.
Assumption being closed prevented us from having a Stratford-Assumption Merriwood South boys basketball game tonight. So that was disappointing to see.
Well, the problem is that's going to be on a Thursday night coming up, and you have to go there anyway.
Yeah, it will be had, no doubt about it. It's just more fun when they're all happening at the same time.
Rab dribbling around, not a whole lot of purpose right now. Ball's poked away. Loose, picked up by Anderson. Anderson has a big mismatch on Snyder.
Well, he's got the ball now.
Yep. Anderson, three-pointer, back iron, no good. Underwood skies for the rebound.
Yeah, great job by Underwood. You said skying, also making sure that his opponent on the ground was boxed out. Just a real technically skilled rebound there.
Snyder and Racky both in the game. That falls on the ground, even though the Garantula got to put one down.
Yeah, Aui got out of position there. The Garantula's just got he's got moves on the sophomore that or the junior, I guess. But Tom Aui hasn't seen things of this nature maybe before, and Warren really took him to school there.
Yeah, Coach Jacobson, very consistent substitution patterns. You'll see some coaches not put 2-3 guys in at a time. That's a bad pass. And probably a pretty good foul. Wolfel's going to get called for it. But
he got called for it, and it wasn't his fault.
Nope.
It was really the only other option he had left.
Yeah, just pass came in short. A little bit too high. If anything, throw it too far. Have your teammate go and chase it down. So 14-7, under 10 to play in the first half. Marathon with the lead. Again, 2 top 10 teams in the state battling it out for first place in the Merriwood South. Both teams undefeated. In and out, no good by Scholl. Scholl had maybe the biggest shot of the so far for the Eagles, that quadruple overtime game winner. We might not see a bigger shot than that all season.
So we're seeing an interesting mix here, Dan, of starters and bench players. You've obviously seen most of these marathon games. Is this fairly common here with this kind of mix?
Yeah, I think so. Huxama rattles it home. Huxama's got 8. You know, marathon is really hard to guard. And the bench guys, what I would say 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9, a little bit below the starting 5. We talked about that on our live weekly show a little bit. And here's Weinfurter for 3, missed it left. And they have more minutes than the starters this year, right? And at a certain point, that's going to pay off. And it has paid off with True, who has been hurt the last couple weeks. You have Glennon coming in, and he's back in the game here. Easy to see because he has thicker glasses on now, so he doesn't lose his lenses again.
Talked to Coach Jacobson before today's game. He's happy with his bench play. He knows that there's a discrepancy between his starting 5 and the next 3 or 4 guys down the bench.
They're getting better, though. They really are.
Yeah, that was kind of what he said. And the other thing he said was that, defensively they're really good. And Dan, I think they have to be.
Snyder for 3, no good. Second chance opportunity, and the wind won for Wolfel.
Oh, Drew Wolfel, 6'3" sophomore, flexing on in Auburndale.
Aui also has 2 fouls now, so that kind of complicates the substitution patterns for Coach Weinfurter here.
Yeah, he heads to the bench. He's got beaten twice, and both times the foul was the result.
Yeah, if you're Auburndale, you have to get that rebound. And ends up being a 3-point play, plus you have your starter on the bench, so
second quarter of play here, and Marathon has expanded its lead now by 12.
Auburndale's going to close the gap here before halftime, if I had to guess.
You like the home team aspect of it?
Yeah, it's a game of runs. Rab, no good. Okay. Quickly the other way. 3-on-2. Bad pass.
Yeah, I don't know if that just came off of Snyder's hand oddly, or it
looks like he threw it right to him.
It must have, because there would have been no other explanation for that pass.
Another tough shot by Weinfurter. He's been impressive here in the first half.
Yeah, foot inside the free throw line and silky smooth.
He's got 8 points, and they've all been tough. I mean, they're shots you practice, right?
He practices them.
Shake off a defender. Here's Glennon for 3. He knew he missed it immediately. Weinfurter with the rebound. Quickly back the other way. This is Cherney. Cherney is fouled. He's going to shoot a pair.
Dan, it's interesting. Every shot I've ever missed, I knew it was going to miss. And every shot I made, I thought it was going to miss.
That's just because you're cross-eyed.
Yeah, that's a good explanation for it. I hadn't thought of that yet. Early in my childhood, it's because I needed corrective lenses, and it didn't happen. That's a true story.
Your parents got them for you way too late.
Way too late. I'd formed so many bad shooting habits by the time I got those. I went pretty much straight to contact lenses, and I was a mess.
That's the second foul on Wolfel.
Okay.
So the Grantula's in for him. But he's probably going to sit the rest of the half, I would say.
Fast-moving first half. It's been all action here so far in Auburndale.
Quick 4-0 run for the Eagles, back to within 8. I think if you're Auburndale, you want this to be a 4 to 5, 6-point game at half. There's a touch by Warren. Looking, skip pass, Huxama, 3, back iron, no good. Glennon skies for the rebound, put back good. One of the smallest guys on the floor, working hard. Not boxed out. Lead is back up to 10.
It's been a good display here for these Marathon Red Raiders on the road. You said, Dan, they come in undefeated, and you can see why as that touches the guide wire hanging from the ceiling.
That is the infamous Auburndale ribbon.
The ribbon.
The thing's always touched.
You must wear the ribbon. At Marathon City Sports Center, you'll always find great food, cold drinks, bowling leagues, and a great place for your next party or get-together. For the best in Marathon dinner or get-together, come to Marathon City Sports Center, South Highway 107 in Marathon.
But I don't want to wear the ribbon.
It was a real conundrum for Kramer that day.
It was. Wow!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep, the drop step there and then the spin through the lane for Grant Warren. That was a thing of beauty right there.
Yeah, it was really easy for him, too. Warren's got 7, and Warren just fell asleep defensively.
You know, the thing that it makes me think, Dan, is why these Eagles, now he is, but, you know, Caden Weinfurter, you know, has generally left Grant Warren alone through the years even,
yep.
and through large parts of this game, and it really makes you wonder what the game plan is coming in, because those two seem like they should be matched up together.
Weinfurter, an NBA 3, no good.
Yep.
Yeah, Auburndale definitely wants to collapse down on Warren, right? And they're leaving the shooters open, and that's part of the strategy here. The problem is that Marathon can shoot the ball, and I think if you're Auburndale, you say we're on our home floor, they probably won't make more threes than, or they won't make more than they miss. Underwood for 3. And we're not going to let Warren get 25 on us. And that's kind of where we're at, but they're down by 13 with this strategy. Into the lane, a runner no good by Scholl. Scholl's had a tough one so far.
And through all this, I look at, you know, Red Raiders have doubled up.
Oh, what a pass by Warren. That's unreal.
Now more than doubled up the Eagles. There comes the timeout. I was wondering why we're waiting in the timeout, but it comes now with 5:16 to play. Marathon up big on the road on Zaleski Sports.
From carpeting options to vinyl plank, Marathon Flooring is a family-owned business focused on local service and values. They specialize in both home and commercial flooring, treating every project as its own unique style. Transform your home from the ground up with Marathon Flooring.
Come see handcrafted gifts at the Copper Mug in Marathon. Find seasonal themed decorations, clothing, and gift options in our new lower level boutique. When you shop the Copper Mug, your business supports local artists, crafters, and families in our community.
Looking back, Marathon with a 15-point lead. Auburndale coming out of the timeout. Let's see what Weinfurter has. That's a nice runner for Anderson.
Well, and that's the first job of the timeout, or the first goal anyway, is let's go down, let's run a nice set, let's get some points. Because, you know, hey, I stopped the clock for you guys so I can talk to you. We got to get some points now, and they did.
And Auburndale has gone straight man, trying to cover up the shooters a little bit more, and they put Weinfurter on Warren.
Okay, well, that makes my face smile.
Yep. There's an inside touch. Huxama turnaround jumper, back iron, no good.
And for the folks at home, there's a reason I'm not a basketball coach, and I'm sure there's a very good reason why Coach Weinfurter does what he does every game. And I don't need to know those reasons because I'm not a basketball coach.
Inside touch. Weinfurter, that's blocked.
Whoa, where did that come from for Glennon?
Yeah.
What a block.
Nice find. Jet shots blocked by Scholl.
All right.
Didn't have to pump fake there.
Auburndale block city.
Weinfurter dribbles baseline on Warren. Over his left shoulder. Nice find underneath. The shot's blocked from behind by Underwood.
Yeah, Anderson went with the pump fake, and that cost him a little bit of time and gave Underwood a chance to catch up.
Scholl, nice runner. Layup is good.
Okay, Auburndale a little invigorated out of that timeout right now.
Back to 11, 3:45 left in the first half.
Did you say that Auburndale, might want to trim this down to 8? That would be a good thing for them to go into the halftime with.
I think so.
Okay, well, 3 away from that.
Top of the key, good.
Andrew Glennon said, no. You're not going to the halftime with anything.
Yeah, he's one of the best shooters on the team, which is why he's been a great 6-man all year. He's starting tonight. Scholl all the way. Not great defense that time by the Marathon Red Raiders.
A hot knife through butter. Evan Scholl.
And Coach Jacobson shaking his head, frustrated.
Scholl had the buzzer beater here in quadruple overtime 2 weeks ago.
Warren, they're going to call. Yeah. That is a good call.
Yeah, Weinfurter, he was backpedaling, and I'm not going to say he tipped himself over, but he was on the backpedal. Coach Weinfurter disagrees. For all your plumbing,
that's his job.
Yeah. For all your plumbing, septic, water, sewer, and well needs, there's always one great place to turn, Marathon Plumbing Service. Whether it's your home or business, the expert staff at Marathon Plumbing Service will get the problem resolved quickly so you can get back to what matters most. For all your plumbing needs, look to Marathon Plumbing Service, where service is in their name.
Warren, 18-foot jumper just inside the three-point line over Weinfurter.
Dan, and I get it, right? What matters most is sitting on the throne. You don't want to have that interrupted.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't.
I have heard good things about them, so.
Yep. Great things.
Yeah. It's a 14-point lead. No good for Cherney. Quickly up the other way. Snyder has it. Top of the key. Wolfel's back in the game with 2 fouls. Skip pass to him.
Dan, I've mentioned a couple times the Crosstown-Eau Claire rivalry. And score update from Eau Claire North. It's Eau Claire North trailing Eau Claire Memorial 17-14, 8:20 to play. Go put that game on. Get yourself another device and watch that one. That's going to be a classic.
Huskies and Abe's?
Huskies and Abe's.
Underwood, good defense straight up. Probably a shot that you'd expect Anderson to make.
Would you believe in the 1930s there was a crosstown rivalry right here in Auburndale?
Really?
Yeah, probably. The church school was over there. We had our school here. Yeah.
Warren, they're calling offensive foul.
Yeah, he ran right over Blake Rabb that time, and Coach Jacobson is in disagreement. But Coach will go back and watch that film, and he'll see his big fella run right through him.
I'm not sure Grant saw him. I'm not sure that Grant felt him. That's going to be the first on Grant Warren.
Speaking of, we were talking about Andrew Glennon, another Seinfeld reference that just phoned into us. Bye, Glennon.
Costanza.
Yep, that's what it was.
Long 2 by Anderson. Off the rim, and it rattles home.
Shooter's touch here at home.
5 for Anderson. It's a 12-point game. Minute and a half left in the first half. Warren was going to dunk that.
Yeah, he had ideas there for sure.
He's mad about the offensive foul.
Yeah, he's got some things that he wants to talk about a little bit. Adam Cherney is mad now, too, because he felt that he really thought he did all he could do, and he probably did all he could do. Just turned out into a foul.
The Garantula, good free throw shooter for a guy his size, 6'10".
Hey, Dan, you get instant savings at Fleet Farm. Skip the wait. Take $10 off your purchase of $75 or more in-store or online. Shop now and save on gifts for others. Maybe even get something for yourself. Shop all your favorite everyday essentials and save at Fleet Farm.
I try to only shop for myself.
Yeah. Well, then you know you're going to get what you need.
It's true.
No mistakes that way.
It's a 13-point game. Minute 10 left in the first half. Another poor defensive set for the Red Raiders. Scholl has 8, and they've all looked like that.
Yeah, Snyder and company there just let him run right by.
Yep.
Film study will expose that.
11-point game. Marathon's not one to hold the ball. But again, you see Marathon has 2 bench players in the game, really 3 if you count Glennon as normal reserve. Just buying time. Wolfel came out of the game. Didn't want him to get his 3rd. Huxama from the wing, no good.
Yeah, he challenged Rabb to get a hand up. He didn't, and did miss the shot. Blake Rabb survives that onslaught from the Red Raiders.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens is as a team, you make a bunch of threes, and then you stop going to your bread and butter, feeding the big guy underneath and throwing skip passes out for more wide open threes. Well, I'm sure Jacobson's going to have a talk about that. Rabb, corner 3, no good, over the basket.
Yep, out of bounds as it permeates the invisible line over the backboard. Well, it won't be an 8-point margin at halftime. Auburndale's going to have work to do in the second half. A lot of work to do.
We both saw Auburndale a lot last year.
Yeah.
11 points at halftime were nothing for that team.
All right. Well, they've got work to do.
So everybody in black right now wants the ball. They want to shoot this half-court shot. It's going to be Underwood. Underwood, a long ways away, got a shot. Man, it had a good angle, didn't it?
Too beefy, though. Too beefy. One off the top.
A little bit too strong.
One off the top of the backboard, but a good heave nonetheless. As we reach halftime here in Auburndale, your halftime score, the Marathon Red Raiders on the road 34 and the home Auburndale Eagles 23. 2-minute break, and Dan and I will be back with a halftime wrap-up right after this on Zaleski Sports.
The Rib River Ballroom is the perfect place to hold your next big event. They have the space and the beautiful facility for your next banquets, corporate meetings, weddings, and more. Visit their Facebook page or go to ribriver.com for a list of their upcoming winter events. In addition to being the ideal location for your next occasion, Rib River Ballroom also offers an incredible on-site or off-site catering service with customizable menu options. Located just outside of Marathon on Highway 29 and just 10 minutes from downtown Wausau.
Bring the whole family out to Three Amigos Mexican Restaurant tonight and enjoy a menu filled with freshly made authentic Mexican options. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a great selection to keep you coming back again and again. Dine in for a fun Mexican restaurant experience or order for takeout or even delivery. There's Taco Tuesday, Friday Fish Fry, and a great lineup of cold drink options and so much more. It's all under one roof at Marathon's favorite Mexican restaurant, Three Amigos on Maratech Avenue. Looking for a new or different career path right here in Marathon? Look no further than AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in the Marathon Business District. Hiring for fabrication and more, this local company offers competitive pay and plenty of flexibility. AH Machine is locally owned and operated and is a proud supporter of the city of Marathon. Good luck to the Marathon High School athletes this season from AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in Marathon.
Access Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating, but with Access Insurance you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at accessinsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
Back here in Auburndale, halftime score, Marathon 34, Auburndale 23. Dan's going to give us some halftime numbers here in just a moment. As a reminder, though, other games on the network, other boys' games on the network right now. Regis is at Columbus Catholic. Eau Claire Memorial is at Eau Claire North. Wausau East at Wausau West. That one should be tipping off shortly. That's part of a girls-boys doubleheader over at Wausau West Gymnasium. So I take a peek in. Number 1 Columbus Catholic playing over in Marshfield, trailing by 1, almost the halftime break, trailing by 1 against Regis. So maybe that's one you might choose to watch.
Regis does not have a number in front of them?
They do not.
Okay.
No, Regis boys do not. All right, let's see, Dan. First, how about the visitors from Marathon? Tell us about their scoring in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Led in scoring by the Garantula, Grant Warren. No official dunks. He almost dunked over someone, and he did have one after a whistle. But he's got 10, 1 triple, 1 of 2 at the line. 8 points apiece for Cooper Huxema and Tyler Underwood, both with 2 triples. 3 points for Drew Wolfel, who also has 2 fouls. Marathon shot 2 of 3 at the free throw line. A pretty clean game, both ways. Both teams similar, good free throw shooting teams.
Halftime stats brought to you by Wheeler's Family Auto Group, Chevrolet GMC, locations right next door in Marshfield, as a matter of fact. All right, Dan, for the home Auburndale Eagles.
Yeah, it is an 11-point game, but Evan Scholl and Kenan Weinford are both with 8 points, doing everything that they can to keep the Eagles in this one. 5 points for Kaden Anderson, 2 points for Aiden Cherney. As a team, also shot 3 of 4 at the free throw line. So 7 total free throws between the two teams. Really what the game has come down to is Marathon has made outside shots. They've had a lot more inside-outside looks. And Auburndale has had a hard time focusing on either collapsing on Grant Warren or closing out on shooters. And they came in, they gambled that the shooters wouldn't shoot, and they are, and they made a change. And when they went back to man, Marathon really struggled a little bit. They had a hard time not going back inside to the big guy, right? So as a coaching staff, as players on the court, you got to, in the huddle or in halftime here or on the floor during a free throw huddle or something, you got to say, hey, we got to pound this thing inside. Nobody can guard Grant. And if they do collapse on him, he's a good enough passer where he'll find an open three. Open threes are better than contested threes.
Columbus Catholic did take a 1-point lead before the halftime break. Second half of that game coming up soon. Second half here will come up soon. A good chance Dan and I are going to talk about some football.
All right.
Coming up after this commercial break on Zaleski Sports.
SignForge in Marathon is your specialist in high-quality and cost-effective signage projects. They can design your sign, then forge and install it correctly, then maintain it throughout the years. They provide a variety of services and products: pylons, monuments, wall signs, directionals, banners, decals, crane services, vehicle and trailer graphics, interior signs, lot lights, and much more. From start to finish, SignForge is your signage partner. Learn more at signforgellc.com.
At People's State Bank, community is reflected in everything we do. So when you bank with People's, you help support local charities and businesses, help new homeowners establish roots, and create stronger communities to live and thrive in. It's a uniquely People's approach that's always paying dividends. And a pretty good reason to make our community yours too. Visit us at bankpeoples.com.
If you're looking for a local builder you can trust for your next home project, you found them in Underwood Construction. With decades of experience in building homes, replacing siding, decks, garages, and roofs, there is no home project they can't help with. Underwood Construction is a fully insured builder covering all of central Wisconsin. No matter your next project, if you need someone you can trust to do it right at a great price, call Underwood Construction at 715-573-5754.
When you need automotive repairs or parts, you know right where you're headed. Parts City Auto Parts in Marathon has everything you could need to keep your vehicle on the road and looking great. Whether you're looking for replacement parts, better performance, or auto accessories, it's all right here under one roof at Parts City Auto Parts. Jump online and head to PartsCityAuto.com and you can search for just what you need, or you can stop in person on Pine Street, just off Main Street in Marathon.
All right, back here in Auburndale, about 2.5 minutes before the start of the second half. We talked about maybe giving you some football opinions here. We had a national foosball. Yeah, Mama ain't playing no foosball.
My mama said that them crocodiles so angry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Okay. Michigan, college football champions in 2024. Probably not a big surprise to anybody. I just think back, though, Dan, to kind of that midseason turmoil with illegal or whatever against the rule, Big Ten rule on filming from inside the stadium, filming other team signs and signals, and coach was suspended for 3 games.
I mean, they had somebody on staff who was going to the game, sitting on the other team's sidelines to
dressed
scout.
in costume.
Yeah,
dressed in costume.
In costume.
Yeah.
I like the hustle. I appreciate the hustle.
Well, what we don't know is who else was. I mean, they got caught, but were others doing it in costume or some? You can think of the guy with the plastic glasses with the mustache attached to him.
Yeah.
Sitting there doing that kind of thing. And then a lot of buzz around the area right now. The Green Bay Packers are in the playoffs. You know that all too well.
Good for them.
I guess so. It won't be for long, though, because the Dallas Cowboys are going to pummel the Packers on Sunday. Caden says no.
What's the early line on that? I bet you know.
It's 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, that's easy money.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Easy money.
I probably already put a wager down on that. Probably did.
If you were allowed to gamble in this state, there would have been a wager already placed.
Well, yeah, and the amount of money I would have put on if it was allowed in the state would have tipped the line. The line would have moved after I put money on just the measly 7.5 points. So that's what's coming up. We had a national champion in college last night. We have NFL playoffs around here on 3:30 on Sunday, which is also Zaleski Sports Christmas party time.
Yeah, open to the public, right?
It is now. It is now.
We won't tell anyone where it is.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. Pretend we didn't say
just
that.
get like 150 people coming in the doors.
Well, and we already
Cook more pizza.
We already know that's going to happen, Dan, because I remember from 2 years ago I had made a mention of some fake contest where they were giving away hot dogs at halftime here, and all of a sudden people were lining up for hot dogs out there.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was they started to make more because they thought they thought it was a legitimate thing.
Yeah, well, it
like,
wasn't.
We got to make some hot dogs. We have to give them away.
It taught us that day that a lot of folks are hanging on every word that we say in here. And
they really shouldn't.
You probably shouldn't, unless it has to do with the game. But if it's something else, you should ignore what we say.
They do have good hot dogs.
And they're good. It's something. I think it's the herbs and spices. And around here they use 8 herbs and spices in the hot dogs, and they make them so good. Second half underway.
Marathon will start with the ball. 11-point lead. Starting 5 for both sides. Okay. Warren dragged down. Like, how is that not intentional?
Well, that's my question for you, Dan. How could it not be? Because there was intent to grab him, wrangle him, and pull him. I don't know that there was a play on the ball there.
There wasn't. Because it was such a good move, and he had the defender on his back, and he spun away from him. That's a third on Howie. That he tried to drag him to the ground.
Okay. Kate, did we have a replay on that one? No? Okay.
Later on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you can, at home, you can just rewind it 20 seconds and see. But all right.
2 made free throws for the Garantula.
Yeah. You know, he really checks all the boxes this year, doesn't he? Offense, defense, free throw line, locker room guy.
Weinfurter missed long. Alway fighting for the rebound, able to hit it to Caden Anderson. Really good play away from the ball by Alway there. Scholl working inside Weinfurter now. Has a smaller defender on him. Going inside. Back outside to Rab. Weinfurter again with it. Still with the smaller defender. Rab, 14-footer from the baseline off the rim. No good. Warren rips down the rebound.
You know, Dan, it just occurred to me now to check our comments. Those that are watching on a mobile device. Brad Paltz says you're the best play-by-play announcer. How about that?
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
Brad, I'm sorry that I won your fantasy football league this year. Not really. Glennon, 3 from the corner, no good.
It must have been a total accident.
I actually beat Josh Paltz in the championship game.
That I can believe completely. That makes total sense to me.
I didn't beat him by 70, but I should have.
Yeah. And then Dave would like the Bucks to draft Grant Warren. All right. Maybe someday.
I think Grant would be fine with that.
Maybe someday.
Howie over Warren's outstretched arm.
Yeah. Grant came in. He had eyes on the ball, but it's a nice shot there by Tom.
Yeah. Have to shoot it high.
Floater.
Yeah. Woelfel missed it long. Warren saves it in the corner.
He's the long arm of the law down there, Grant Warren.
Yeah.
Kind of had to stretch Armstrong arms reaching for that one.
Woelfel missed it bad enough that Marathon was able to get a second chance. That's a tough shot by Underwood. Good defense that time by the Eagles. So Auburndale with a chance to cut it to under 10. Scholl is tripped in the lane, and if this is on Woelfel, it'll be his third.
Well, it sure looks like it was. Let's see. He'll put up the hands here. No, it's going to be on 13.
Underwood,
14, sorry,
Underwood,
14.
His second.
Yeah.
Now, Alway has to go to the bench because he's got 3. And you see Coach Weinfurter talking to him, trying to coach him up. Quick hitter underneath. That's a late foul call.
I didn't see who that was on. Let's see if there's a replay of that one. That would be something we'd want to have another look at here again. Second called on Warren. Now Grant he put his hand up NBA style, said, "Call it on me, please." Yeah, I'll take this one.
Coach Jacobson is really confused. Well, he's confused because it was called about 2 seconds late and kind of threw some bodies. So he just wants clarification more than anything else.
Well, and the other thing is Coach telling the official over here, Coach Jacobson, he said, listen, man, I got a new haircut today. You got to treat me a little better than this. I look good.
A lot of the Marathon guys look clean cut tonight.
Maybe they all went to the barbershop together.
Well, they know they're on Zaleski tonight.
Okay, that would make sense.
Fight on the floor, that's going to be... Ooh, that...
Let's get a replay of that, please. Let's have Wheelers guide us home on that one. Dan, if you would take a peek over there when that replay rolls and see if you can diagnose anything on that. That was close. I mean, there were hands in there all over the place.
Yeah, it looked like Auburndale might have touched it as it went out of bounds.
Okay, it is Auburndale ball. It's a lot to see.
It really
down
is.
There. There were just hands in there, multiple hands.
It doesn't help that there's 400 officials in the stands either. Some people are happy, some are mad.
Yeah.
Weinfurter had that shot.
Well, he had to if it wasn't blocked, he had to reimagine it to get it over the top of Grant Warren.
For sure. The pace of this game has quickened quite a bit, especially on the defensive end. You see it on both sides of the ball. Both teams are working really hard.
And again, Dan, you've seen Marathon a lot this year. Are they a team that's going to, sit on a 10-point lead, or are they a team that keeps going? And one there for Drew Wolfel. Big shot, big monster shot there from Wolfel down low. Foul goes on Evan Scholl. That's his second, and Wolfel to the line for the and one.
Jaglinski just said that we're having video issues.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Everything looks fine. I'm watching it right here on my phone. Everything's fine. Just ignore Jags. Best advice right there. Best advice.
All right, so it's a 12-point game.
You know Coach Jaglinski pretty well. He and technology are bad news together.
Man, he's a dancer, isn't he?
He's a fist pumper, if nothing else.
Yeah, we saw that last night. Good win for the Assumption girls last night. Scholl halfway down, still fighting that good second chance opportunity.
Assumption girls basketball now 1-11 all time versus Neilsville.
Well, you know what? You only remember the most recent, so. See who this foul's on. I think it's going to be on Huxema.
Okay.
Yep.
So I was asking Dan a minute ago if Marathon's the kind of team that likes to just kind of relax with the lead. Have you seen that this year?
Yes, but generally it's a bigger lead than this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 12 is still go time.
12 is still go time.
Okay.
They are down a starter, right? So there is that consideration of probably not, and it's Auburndale. This gas pedal is going to be down all night. Rab with the ball to Anderson, top of the key. Little two-man game here. Anderson not happy to draw the 6'10 Warren as he goes towards the paint. Rab, or this is Cherney off a screen. Outside, this is Rab for three from the wing. No good. Warren was pushed in the back.
Yeah, Anderson put the forearm into him there, and Caden Anderson's going to pick up the foul. It'll be team foul number 4 on the Eagles.
Yeah, and it's really tough playing a team with a big guy, especially someone like Grant Warren, because you can get away with a lot more, right? And we've seen that throughout the history of high school sports, right? If you have a big guy underneath, you can do anything you want to him because you're not going to move him. But someone who's 6'10 with the body build of Warren, he topples sometimes.
Eau Claire Memorial 37, Eau Claire North 23 at the half. Cooper Jesperson leads the way for the Old Abes with 12.
Touch inside by Warren. There's the pass outside. Underwood, good-looking three. Oh, I thought that went in.
I don't know how it didn't. It rolled entirely over the back of the rim and then just kept on that same track and rolled off.
Just from our angle, it looked like it fell through.
That was hard to miss like he missed. I don't know if you could stand on a ladder and roll it across like that and accidentally it doesn't go in.
Yeah, Coach Jacobson will be a lot happier with that three-pointer than some of the others. Rab, hard off the glass, no good. Underwood, quick the other way. Auburndale's done a good job of taking transition offense away from the Red Raiders tonight. Warren thought about dunking that one too, but looked like Rab had him on the arm as he went by. No, they're going to call this on Weinfurter his second.
Okay. Those of you looking for Wausau West, Wausau East boys basketball, the girls' game ran a little bit long. It is live now, so go back to ZaleskiSports.com. Click on the game you like. Off you go.
Is that Tom King tonight?
That is Chris Conley tonight.
Oh, okay.
Tom is Rhinelander at Moseley
Right.
Girls Hoops tonight.
That's
Tom.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot Conley was the...
Tom has really begun, this may be even back to last year. He's really begun to cotton to the Moseley programs.
Moseley likes to embrace people. I spent one winter with him.
A warm embrace.
Yeah. Marathon's in the bonus the rest of the way. 13-18.
They're already at the advantage on the scoreboard, and then you get that advantage of being able to parade to the free throw line for 13 minutes. A Marathon in firm control here.
Yeah, the other thing is we have Weinfurter guarding Warren. He just went right around him. He missed it short. Tried to get a little bit too fancy with it, maybe.
Yeah, he increased the level of difficulty. If that was gymnastics, he would still get some points for the effort. But here in basketball, it's only points if it goes through.
Block and rebound by Underwood. Quickly the other way. This is Wolfel. Spins. That should be a defensive foul.
It will be.
Yep.
It's going to go on Mason Meisner.
Shooting the bonus the rest of the way.
And some of the Eagles officials in the bleachers starting to get a little anxious.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. They're all wearing stripes.
Well, he spun in there, and contact came. Some of the folks here wanted to travel, but that was not a travel.
Yeah, the contact wasn't through the defender, though. Kind of spun off.
Lane violation. So the bonus free throw didn't happen.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
So one thing that we can look at here, the last 12:45 of this game, Weinfurter is guarding Warren, and he is expending a lot of energy doing that. And he is the go-to scorer. The top scorer for the team is actually Caden Anderson, and he's had some big games. But Weinfurter is the one that shoots the big threes at the end,
Yep.
and just don't know how that's going to play out, putting so much effort on the defensive end. We'll see. You see Weinfurter's getting... He's also drawing Grant Warren.
Yep.
Warren's a little bit quicker than what people would give him credit for. Michigan Tech is getting a really good player.
Yeah, his footwork has improved so much since last year.
Yep.
It really is quite good. If you're a big and you're in middle school or what have you, watch Grant Warren move right here. I mean, look at the footwork there was really good in the low post. Jump ball comes. Special thank you to our Marathon sponsors, Marathon Plumbing Service, Rib River Ballroom, AH Machine, Three Amigos Mexican Restaurant, Marathon Flooring, Marathon Cheese, Mark's Chiropractic, Park City Auto, Copper Mug, People's State Bank, Family Vision Center, Keith Paul Insurance, Sign Forge, Axis Insurance, and Underwood Construction.
Yeah, we see a lot of those on the videos.
That's a hefty list. I like it. Thank you all for helping out.
Three-pointer short. Auburndale's done a good job on the offensive boards. Glennon, just miscommunication trying to get to Underwood. A little bit too fast.
Yeah, a little too fast. May have over-dribbled there a bit, but got his dribble ahead of his ideas.
Yeah. You got a 12-point lead. Break him down. If you run 20, 30 seconds, no big deal.
Good point, Coach Ross. Good point. He's going to get the steal here, though.
Quick hands.
Yeah, really quick hands.
He has come a long way since we saw him the first night at Spencer. Here's Underwood, little up and under move. Foul. They'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, it's just a real experience move there from Tyler Underwood.
I remember that night at the launch pad.
It was fun. It was fun.
I
will remember it fondly for many weeks to come. And then once the winter sports are done, I'll forget it.
Underwood comes into this game an 83% free throw shooter, but he misses the first. Usually I mention that he misses immediately, so I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt instead of jinxing him immediately.
Timeout on the floor. Marathon calls it. They lead by 13 on Zaleski Sports.
Too many people struggle with pain and injuries. At Mark's Chiropractic of Marathon, our goal is to get you back to doing the things you love. Whether you're looking for an adjustment, muscle work, laser therapy, or dry needling, we have you covered. Learn more by reaching out to Mark's Chiropractic on Main Street in Marathon or check out our website at marathonchiropractor.com.
You should apply for an open opportunity at Marathon Cheese.
It's where you want to start your career. We have a lot of long-term commitment employees.
They work with you and it's great pay, great benefits.
I choose to stay at Marathon Cheese because there's always an opportunity.
Marathon Cheese has worked really great for me and my family.
They donate money to different charities and different things that bring the community up.
There's an opportunity to grow in this company.
Working here at Marathon Cheese has given me a great work-life balance.
I wouldn't work anywhere else. I love working at Marathon Cheese.
Welcome back. 11:17 left to play in this one. Marathon with a 13-point lead. Auburndale coming out of the timeout. Marathon showing full court man pressure for the first time. They might go 1-3-1 out of this, out of the timeout.
Save some gas?
Yeah, they're man.
They are man.
Coach Jacobson does like to switch it up. Usually it is an opponent timeout.
Well, and again, I talked to Coach Weinfurter before the game, and he says he doesn't remember the last time they saw a 1-3-1 on a Marathon. You know, they playing each other. I've seen it this year, but we certainly aren't. Coach Weinfurter's correct. They, whatever reason, Coach Jacobson just doesn't deploy the 1-3-1 against the Eagles.
Well, there's a good chance they see each other 3 times.
A really good chance.
Yeah.
And it was fun last year. We saw all 3, and they were just fantastic games.
Yeah, I was not there for the third one. I was at Newman Pacelli, I think.
Oh, well, good place for you, though.
I would rather have been where you were because we might have had a running clock situation. Warren, no good. Let a rebound by Wolfel.
He just out-hustled every Auburndale Eagle on that weak side glass.
Yeah, he's working hard underneath. Yeah. He's got Scholl on his back. Up and under again. Wolfel's having a game.
You know, Drew Wolfel just from the rebound on, he owned that entire situation.
Yeah, just stronger.
Yeah,
right. He doesn't look like a strong guy, but he's really confident with the ball.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
He doesn't look strong.
Dan says you're a wimp. Still third quarter of action here, Dan. 15-point game. And so we see the JV hero Peyton Weinfurter in the game for Auburndale wears 1 in white. But they got to go now, don't they? Under 10, down by 15. They got to go.
That's a tough shot. Again, Grant Warren was on him the entire time, and it's in the back of your mind when you're at the rim that he's there.
You see that? Point guard Grant Warren there.
Yeah. Warren calling for it. That's a tough drive by Underwood.
Yeah, he used the front of the rim to slow the ball down and take you through some physics here, but used the front of the rim to cause that ball to slow down just enough to tip over the edge. Well done.
Yeah, he got the blow-by on the baseline and actually made the shot a little bit harder than he had to from the angle he came at, but you're right, hit the front of the rim and rolled it in.
Now, my daughter's a physics major. If she was here, she could explain it in actual terms.
Yeah. Coefficient of mu.
Oh, yeah, all the formulas.
The friction on the ball.
Oh,
there's a block from behind.
Block. What a swat from Warren.
Warren dribbled it off someone's foot.
It may have been his own.
Skip pass. Three-pointer, no good by Racky. Almost went down. When you miss it short and it bounces almost straight up, you just miss it.
May have a replay on standby, Dan, of that Grant Warren block from a moment ago. We'll get a stoppage of play and show that for you. Again, Wheeler's Family Auto Group supplying all of our replays here tonight.
Auburndale down by 17. They have to.
Coach Weinfurter just told his guys, we got to move, and he's going to call the timeout. He is not happy with his team and how stale they are on the basketball floor right now. Marathon leads big on the road on Zaleski Sports.
At Greater Insurance Service, you're more than just a number. You're an individual with unique needs, and that calls for an insurance policy that's unique to you. Call today for more information on auto, home, health, business, and much more. Let Greater Insurance Service work for you.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back. You see on instant replay, this is the Grant Warren block. Weinfurter thought that he had the corner, but Warren blocked from behind.
You know, in just years of basketball, big man camp, other things, but just a real knowledge about the game. You can just see Grant Warren just knows where to be and how to be there.
Yeah, and what's really impressive about it is that he hasn't been that AAU star, right? He hasn't played that much basketball compared to a lot of people that you would see. Coach Jacobson wants an offensive foul on the arm bar, but not going to get it.
Well, and one reason could be, and I did see Steve down in Mequon, but Dad Steve wanted, seemingly to me, my opinion and what I've seen, but wanted so badly for his son to be a baseball star.
Yeah.
And I mean, Steve's been a baseball guy his whole entire life, and but it turns out that Steve and Pam made a monster on the basketball floor.
They really
That's
did.
just what happened.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you two.
Yeah. And honestly, he's had to work harder, right? Because he's had to have personalized coaches, and he did play some AAU ball this year. But obviously not next year. He secured the scholarship to Michigan Tech. They're getting a great kid. They're getting a great family, right? Because family follows the kid.
Yep.
And it's nice because Grant's going to be somewhat close to home, right? Division II school. It is a good university.
Yeah, what do you got, about a 2.5-hour drive one way?
I think so.
To watch basketball? That's a family will do that every time. I talked to Pam before today's game, too. She was actually wrapping Grant's ankles prior, so I got to sit in on the ankle wrap session, and, Mom just really enjoying these games, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last for him, right?
Yep.
So, last time at Auburndale.
Yeah. Dad, though, can't wait for basketball to be done, then it's baseball season.
Play baseball again. Weinfurter off a screen, back iron, no good. Fight for the rebound. Pulling it down is Big Radke.
Cody Radke getting a stat stuffer tonight.
Inside touch, Underwood. That is something that Marathon has done all year, is to find the mismatch, put whoever's on Underwood, if it's a smaller guard, and it could even be Wolfel, it could be Huxama, it could be anybody. If there is a mismatch, they're really good about finding it on the offensive end and clearing out for them.
Family Vision Center in Marathon provides quality eye care for you and your family. From medical eye care to routine eye exams, high-quality glasses, contact lenses, you're in the right hands with Family Vision Center in Marathon and Wittenberg.
Wolfel with another 2. He's playing with 4 fouls. 6:45 left to play. It's a 19-point game. We talked a little bit about this, and that's a block shot by Warren. Up ahead, the Garantula foul. Oh, they're going to call it on the ground.
No, okay. I recently have seen an NFHS explanation on what's a shooting foul and what's not. According to the NFHS, that is an and one. According to the NFHS.
Well, in most parts of the state.
Well,
also
most parts it's automatically an and. I mean, not even if it's close, right? But I didn't want to bring it up today. It is National Officials Week, and we do thank them so much for being here. And there's a lot going on. That was a fast play, and I'll end it there. Foul was called though. They just called it on the floor. Dan, you mentioned now a 20-point lead here on the road. Marathon undefeated. I just wonder, you might have a bad game or something could happen, and I'm not even talking about those things, but just thinking through my head, who can beat these Marathon Red Raiders? When I look at their schedule, I know they got Mosney coming up. There was Pacelli on the schedule, and earlier this year that was going to be a good one, but now some injuries have happened, and it looks like that may not be a contest by the time that game comes. But you got the Mosney game, But here you are. It's a 2-horse race in the conference. It's these two teams, and the one team is winning by 21 at their place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on paper, this feels like the biggest conference test that Marathon's going to see. A good move by Reb.
A nice hesitation under the basket, draw the foul.
Reb going to shoot 2.
But where do you go from here? And you've got all the film study you could ever want because of us and other things too, right? There's always cameras in these gyms, sending film back to whoever wants it. So you've got all the preparation, you've got all the things, and and obviously it comes down to the players on the floor. And it's the kids that have to go and go through the actions because the coaches know what to do. But can you get that through to the kids? But they are just really good.
Yeah, an impressive squad. And they're deep, right? And I've talked to you several times about, if Marathon has a weakness, it's what if there's injuries, what if there's foul trouble. Mm-hmm. But they're playing 8-9 guys again tonight. Lots of minutes in the biggest game of the year so far for Marathon, and these kids aren't afraid. Right now they have two bench guys out there playing with the starters, and there's not a whole lot. Here's a steal by Huxama. He's not going to dunk it, but he'll lay it in.
That was part of my talk with Coach Jacobson before today's game on those bench players, and what to do if there is foul trouble. And I asked him at point blank, do you tell these guys, different strategies to use to limit the fouls? And he said, no, I really don't. They know what to do, but I can't have them off the gas pedal worrying about a foul. We just got to go. But his team, I think, is so smart, Dan, about this game that they just don't get into foul trouble.
Yeah, they don't commit a lot of fouls. I mean, they're well coached, right? These seniors have had 3 years with Coach Jacobson probably. The JV coach is very good.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And grade school-wise, it's a program thing. Here's Anderson, three-pointer from the wing. Good. Anderson's got 11.
Yeah, it's the same thing here at Auburn. Sorry, Dan. The same thing here at Auburndale. You grew up as an Eagle.
Yep.
In Marathon, you grew up as a Red Raider, and you learn the ways and the, kind of like the tribal lingo and the way we do things around here. But right now, what are we at here? January 9th. Right now, the Red Raider way is just better.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good program. You see Glennon got called for a foul, a tough foul.
And I really do like this Auburndale team, but, we've seen them, they struggled against Neillsville. They struggled against Pacelli. So I think internally.
They struggled against Columbus, which who's a good team.
Yeah, they got beat here against Columbus. There was a little extra motivation that night for the Dons. We won't get into it here, but, Coach Weinfurter, he knows the answers, and it's just a matter of will the kids take the answers and take it to the basketball floor.
Yeah, and maybe this particular year, maybe the skill level is just not. It's just a little bit more one way this year. It's a lot of things can happen, right? And if Marathon misses some shots early on, this is probably a much different game. Huxama with the ball. 4:15 left to play. Marathon with the ball up by 18. Marathon fans clapping the offensive patience here. A pretty low-scoring game. A little bit lower scoring than what I would have thought coming in. See Auburndale playing zone. Trying to trap as much as they can. Underwood, high post, outside. Three-pointer from the wing for Snyder, no good. Stolen away, quick hands by Huxama. Thought about getting it up to Snyder, but smartly going to run some clock.
And as that happens, the Red Raiders will take a full timeout. 3:38 to play when we return on Zaleski Sports.
From carpeting options to vinyl plank, Marathon Flooring is a family-owned business focused on local service and values. They specialize in both home and commercial flooring, treating every project as its own unique style. Transform your home from the ground up with Marathon Flooring.
Come see handcrafted gifts at the Copper Mug in Marathon. Find seasonal themed decorations, clothing, and gift options in our new lower level boutique. When you shop the Copper Mug, your business supports local artists, crafters, and families in our community.
The Rib River Ballroom is the perfect place to hold your next big event. They have the space and the beautiful facility for your next banquets, corporate meetings, weddings, and more. Visit their Facebook page or go to ribriver.com for a list of their upcoming winter events. In addition to being the ideal location for your next occasion, Rib River Ballroom also offers an incredible on-site or off-site catering service with customizable menu options. Located just outside of Marathon on Highway 29 and just 10 minutes from downtown Wausau.
Welcome back. 3:38 left to play. Maybe we'll see if Coach has a new favorite Pokemon.
He is infatuated with energy.
He really is.
What are the other categories, Dan? And I say this because I don't know. What are the other categories of the creatures?
Well, each Pokemon creature has a like an element, right? Like fire, grass, or water. But besides for that, they have energy and they all have like their attacks, but I'm not an avid Pokemon player, per se. I do enjoy it, but not the card game, usually video games and such. His son, who gave me a fantastic card, a thank you card for...
Well, you made his life a couple weeks ago.
Rab, 3 in the corner, no good.
Had to shoot that past a block attempt from Underwood.
Yeah. 18-point game, 53-35. I think if you ask Coach Weinfurter if you give up 53, would you win this game, I think he would like his odds. But not tonight. Not in this game.
Yeah, it's just been a measured approach from Marathon here. A bump from behind there by Rab. Just I don't know. I don't want to call that frustration, but just what else do we do out here, right? Let's try this.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the season left. Auburndale does get a chance at redemption up in Marathon very late in the season. I think it's the last week or...
I'm on it right now.
Second to last week.
Because you'll be there.
Yeah.
That game is scheduled. It is the regular season finale.
Okay.
February 22nd. So seeds will be set by then, Dan. We're pretty sure Marathon's the 1 seed, Auburndale's the 2. I don't see anything that's going to happen that would change that. But they will. They'll play that day for Auburndale at this point. Hopefully, even up the season series that day.
Yeah, and for those that aren't VIP members,
mistake on their part.
Yeah, a little nugget for them. Stratford and Edgar are 3 and 4 right now in the sectional.
Yep.
Lot of strength of schedule points. Underneath, Warren the Garantula throwing it down.
Hangs out in high places, does the Garantula.
A wise man once told me that he has hops like a kangaroo.
Wise. That I'm not sure about that part. But he does have hops like a kangaroo.
Shoal jumper, no good.
Also was informed once that he's able to kind of tangle it up with Godzilla.
Yeah.
The streets of Tokyo.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's see here. We are...
This is a substitution timeout.
Yeah, so we'll keep it here for this.
Yeah.
90, what do we got here? 88 seconds left. A reminder, we have our first official company broadcast in Milwaukee coming up tomorrow night.
Love it.
It is Brookfield East at Germantown.
I know nothing about those teams.
Well, you're going to find out about them right here on Zaleski Sports Plus.
A Wednesday night.
Well, here's
special.
what I like about going to Milwaukee and being involved in the Milwaukee market is they play sports on Wednesdays, which is great because we're all around here on a Wednesday looking for something to do. Well, here we go. We got now we've got basketball, and we've got basketball out of the Great Metro Conference for you tomorrow.
I think they play on Saturdays too. Like it's kind of the college schedule.
I'm a big fan of the Wednesday.
Yeah. So the reserves are in. The white flag waved by Auburndale. It's a 20-point game.
Yep, keep in mind we do have our Merrill Steel postgame show coming up. Dan Ross will be courtside with Coach Adam Jacobson and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game.
Should probably come up with someone.
Yeah, how does that work? You and Coach kind of think of somebody, or you demand?
Usually it's me. I have talked to 6 different players this year.
Well, let's make it 7.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. 3-pointer from the outside. Nathan Hipsch.
There's a candidate. Senior Nathan Hipsch.
I have not talked to him.
The senior.
Yeah.
Just made a shot in a big conference showdown.
He would love it too.
All right, well.
So with the fans, the Marathon students made the trip down here. They've been pretty quiet, but.
This is what we have to our left?
Yeah.
Marathon kids there, okay.
How about Peyton Weinfurter?
Yeah, well, he was doing it in the JV game and doing it now in the varsity game.
Yeah. Again, Peyton hit a 3 from the wing at the buzzer to win the JV game by 1 point.
Good for him. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can tell you those folks wanted to see that. You go to the Auburndale School District YouTube page, and that shot will be on there.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the coach going for the win.
Yes, we all do. And those watching at home, everybody, far and wide.
Yeah. Aiden Rabb gets called for the foul. He's number 3.
Dan, there's not a lot of scoring in a JV game. So once you go to overtime, you're at risk for double overtime.
It's true.
That's the main problem.
I will say that the JV teams tonight were right around 60. Very high scoring JV game.
Higher scoring than this game, then.
Yeah. Okay. Hipsch, man, he's got 4.
Well,
he's a big time candidate.
Wow.
Yeah, probably because I had Glennon last week.
Okay.
Hipsch, oh.
Wow. He hasn't missed. He's on fire.
Yeah. 5 big points.
I like it. I like what I've seen out of the young man.
The last 5 seconds of this one. Little blow by foul. They're going to call it on the floor.
4 seconds left.
Yeah.
4 seconds left.
Falls on Ian Shuda. He gets his name called out.
Okay.
His fans
Better
back
for
home.
worse.
Yeah. The fans back home are pretty excited about it. Here's his name on the. Heard her name on the TV.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, saw you on the TV.
Yeah. Peyton Weinfurter hits the back heel of the rim. Then it goes in. The Auburndale kids want Marathon to shoot it at the buzzer from 3/4 court. That's the game. Statement win for the Marathon Red Raiders. The final score here, the now 12-0 Marathon Red Raiders 60. The now 11-2 Auburndale Eagles 39. We'll be back with some interviews on the court after the Merrill Steel postgame show after this on Zaleski Sports.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
All right, welcome back. We are on the court with Nathan Hooby Hipsch.
Yep.
All right, so tell me about the nickname.
I think Cooper just created something off of my last name. I don't really know, honestly. It started somewhere and it stuck, and that's my name everywhere now.
All right, so you are the player of the game. You're a senior on the team, right? We haven't had a chance to talk to you yet. You had 5 points tonight. You didn't miss a shot, even the free throws you made, right? So as a senior leader on the team, how would you gauge the team's performance tonight?
We did tremendous defensively. At the end of the first half, they started getting a few dribble drives right down the middle, but in the second half, I think we really cleaned it up, and we had a really good second half, I think. And at the beginning, we hit a ton of threes too, so that really helped us start this performance.
Okay, so your goal or your mission is to make the rest of your teammates better, right?
Yep.
And sometimes it's tough when you don't come in until the end of the game. But tell me about what you bring to the team that motivates you game after game.
I try to bring smiles to everyone's faces. Obviously, I don't see the court too much, so it's really the most I can do, being the loudest on the bench, just supporting all of my teammates in every way possible.
Okay, Auburndale, a tough place to play, right?
Yep.
What does this mean to the team to get the win here tonight the way that you guys did?
I mean, it means a lot. I don't know if I can put it really into words. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's always going to feel good. And hopefully we can keep rolling from here.
Yeah, 12-0, right?
Yep.
12-0. Halfway through the season, you guys are undefeated. You guys are the kings of the conference right now. You're not there yet, but you're getting there.
Yep.
All right, so you're the player of the game. I'm going to give this to you. Do you know the routine?
I say I'm in the house, right?
Say, yep. Say, I am Nathan. You can say Hooby, Hoops, whatever you want.
Okay.
And I'm in the house. With pizzazz at the camera.
Okay.
Here. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Nathan Hipsch, and I'm in the house.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. It's happening again, Dan.
It is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dan. Happy birthday to you.
That's not embarrassing. Coach, fantastic win.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I think our defense and rebound in the second half was big. It's just, happy to come on the road in Merriwood South and play well.
Yeah, so tough place to play. This one was probably circled, right? They ended your season last year. A lot of demons kind of on it. This game meant a lot to the guys. You could tell from the very beginning of the game that the team was focused. What are you most impressed about with your guys tonight?
I thought our communication was really good. I thought there was a stretch there in the second half where we didn't communicate very well, and Auburndale went on a run, but we talked about that. That had to be a focus on both ends of the floor, and you could hear the guys out there communicating, especially even on offense. We want to grow in that regard. But yeah, I mean, any game in the Merriwood South, and years and years, Auburndale and us have been wonderful battles. They're so well coached, tremendous program, and yeah, I know they were just as excited for the game as we were. Even with the Edgar, Stratford, Auburndale, you always think in the back of your mind maybe there might be a part 2, a part 3, and you just got to be ready and take each one game by game.
Do you think there's any chance of a letdown? I mean, the other undefeated team in the conference, you went on the road, you beat them at your house. How do you keep the guys grounded?
Oh, we just, we talk a lot about the mental side of the things, and I mean, we have to have confidence. We got to be hungry, but we also have to have the fight of an underdog too. And and if we don't come with the right mental approach, we got a team waiting in our gym on Friday that wants to come and kick our backside, and that's Edgar Wildcats. So, no, we're going to enjoy this. Get home safe tonight, and break things down. And And then come Wednesday, tomorrow, we got to be ready for the Wildcats coming to town. And I know but that's just the life in the Merriwood South. You don't really get to enjoy it much or else you're going to pay for it. So the honest answer is we got to be ready for Friday.
Congratulations, Coach. 12-0. Have you ever gone 12-0 to start a season? This is a good question.
Yeah, 14-15. We were undefeated, and we lost in the regional final to Auburndale, and they went to the state tournament. So,
well,
a little history
hopefully,
lesson
yeah. Lots of history lessons. Congratulations, Coach. Great conference road win.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Happy birthday.
Thank you. All right, for everybody at Zaleski Sports, Marathon advances or improves to 12-0 on the season. They're now first place in the Merriwood South. Drive home safe. Have a great night. Don't. Please don't.
It would have been fun, though.